be using is the Real Techniques 405 brush, and it's actually a blush brush, but I use it as a foundation brush. Really? My cat's jumping up on everything, getting in the video. Hi guys, it's Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my concealer routine. Right now I have on my foundation, my concealer, my powder, and I want to take you guys through the steps. I didn't finish my makeup because I do want to film another video for my eye makeup, so that will be coming after this and you will see that next. But as you can see, my face is all concealed and the foundation is on. The purpose of this video is to show you guys how to keep your makeup lasting all day, to make it look flawless and to make it full coverage. So if you guys want to see that and need some tips and need some help on how to do that, then just keep watching this video. Also remember that I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, so please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to see when I upload. All right, let's get into the video, guys. The first step that I really recommend to making sure that your concealer looks flawless is to moisturize. I'm going to use my Olay moisturizing cream. It's actually a night cream, but it's so moisturizing. I think it's perfect for the day too. So you can use any cream. I already did this, but put it all over your face to make sure everything's nice and moisturized. I did cleanse my face before this, so just make sure your face is cleansed first and then apply this. And I'm also going to apply some sunscreen after this. Even though it's not summer anymore, you still want to put on sunscreen to protect your skin so that you don't get any aging, or it could still damage your skin and you can have scars on your skin from it. So you don't want any of that, and you want to protect your skin at all times. I use SPF 50 on mine. I'm not going to show that on here because that's not something that everybody has to do, but it is a suggestion, and I highly recommend that you do that as well. The next step that you really want to make sure you do is to prime your skin. That can give you another layer of moisture and it will keep it in place all day. So you want to make sure that you have a good primer, and you don't have to spend tons of money on expensive primers to get it to stay. Just make sure you take it up under your eyes so that your concealer stays as well. Some people just think, oh, I just need it for my face because I want my face makeup to stay. But if you have dark circles like me and you're looking to keep that concealer lasting all day, you want to bring the primer up onto your eye. So here are some recommendations that I would suggest to you. So you can use a primer water. So this one right here is a Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 primer water, and it's rose scented and it's cruelty free, which is amazing too, because we definitely want to try to go cruelty free, but I know sometimes it can be hard, but this is nice. So you can actually do a double primer step. So I'm actually going to spray this on me. And that does not taste good. I got that in my mouth. Make sure you keep your mouth closed. I just want to dry that. So that will give your skin a good base and moisturize it a little bit, and also keep everything in place, because this is a primer water. So its purpose is to prime your skin for the foundation or concealer that's going to go on your face. So another one that I really like, this one is a little bit dirty, I'm almost done with it. It's the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. It says Prime Correct Set. So you can also use this for your primer water as well, which I love that. It doesn't really have to say primer water on it. You can use any setting spray, and that will prolong the wear of your foundation or concealer. So it's a 16-hour wear. Milani Make It Last. I know this comes in a bigger tube, which I haven't seen, but as you can see, I'm almost done with this one. So I think these two are both really good. So if you want to do double priming, which will keep it on even longer, I don't do this every day, but once in a while, if I really want my makeup to last, I will do that. The one that I really recommend is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. If you have oily skin, they do have a matte option. I believe that one is yellow, and then they do have a glowy option, and I believe that one's a different color as well, but this one is just the regular one. And I showed this on my channel many times. I love this stuff so much. And the reason why I like it is because it does make my makeup last, but it also moisturizes my skin and gives it that smooth looking effect that you want, and it hides your pores, which is nice, so that your concealer and foundation go on smooth. So I just take a little bit of that. Actually, I heard the more you use, the better, so I'm going to take more than a little, but the main area that I'm going to focus it on is my nose area where I have pores. And then I do bring it up onto my eyes. Like I said, you want to put the primer everywhere so that it prolongs all of your makeup, including the concealer. So I honestly go in with a lot of this, and as you can see, I still have a lot left. I've used so much of it, and I have so much left. So I just make sure to put that everywhere, even my forehead, because I do put some foundation up there. It's crazy. This stuff is only $6, and it makes your makeup last, and it makes your skin look flawless, which I think is amazing, that you don't have to spend tons of money to get the high-end effect that we're looking for, and the lasting power as well. Out of everything, I highly recommend this. When I use this by itself too, it makes my makeup last a long time, and it makes your skin look like your pores are a little bit smaller, so that's nice as well, and it looks smooth. So I would highly recommend this. Go pick it up now if you haven't. It's the best. The next step is, for me, I do my foundation first, and I use a medium to full coverage foundation, and I do take the foundation up under my eyes, so that I get some of that coverage there first. So the first one that I take is L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. And this does have sunscreen in it too, which is great. It's SPF 25, so it's added on to what I already put on, which is nice. So that is what I have for the foundation. And this stuff, the coverage is amazing. So I do this first before my concealer. It's just how I like to do it. Some people will do a color corrector, which I've tried and I don't like, but I do want to try another one, which can be another option if you have really dark circles. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and you guys have seen me do this in another video. I just kind of want to show you everything that I do. Now I'm going to show you on one side of my face the coverage of this. So the brush that I use is the Real Techniques 405 brush, and it's actually a blush brush, but I use it for a foundation brush. You don't need this exact brush. What you need is a brush that is dense, so it will pack it on. That will give you the most coverage. And also what I recommend doing is patting. If you swirl it, it's gonna go everywhere. You wanna pat it into place, and especially with the concealer. I'll show you guys that next, but I just pat the foundation into place, and you will see a big difference. And I do go over my eye because it's all around where I have the dark circles. On my forehead, I don't need as much coverage, so I kind of just swirl that in, but other than that, do you see that? That's insane. And that's without the concealer. So as you can see, that covered tons, just the foundation itself, but I still have a little bit of darkness in there, so I still want to use a concealer, and I have a great concealer. If I just went out like this, you could still see my dark circles. I know the lights might make it look lighter, but you can still see my dark circles even when I just put the foundation on. But that pretty much evened out our base, which is nice. You want to make sure everything is even. And then I'm going to go in with the concealer. So I'm going to do this side with the foundation, and I will be right back. So now that we have our skin all evened out, we are going to go in with the concealer. Also, I just want to say, make sure that you drag the foundation a little bit down your neck so you don't have the mask-like look, and it looks like it all kind of blends together. So the concealer, you guys have seen me use as well. It is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and mine has kind of, I used it so much that it's kind of wiped off and you can't see, there used to be a label here, but this stuff is amazing. And the reason why I suggest this concealer is because it's moisturizing and full coverage. So Tarte Shape Tape is an amazing concealer, but it doesn't have a lot of moisturizing aspects to it. So if you do have that one, or if you do have a concealer that you think is too heavy, just make sure you put a lot of moisturizer underneath it, or mix in a moisturizer, which is really, that's a good idea, to mix in your moisturizer to make sure it's not as thick and heavy, and that will make it look cakey. So you want to add in some moisturizer if your concealer is too dry. That definitely helps out. So this one is very moisturizing, and that's what I love about it, and it's full coverage. So I'm going to zoom you guys in on this part so you can see a little better, but what I'm going to do is I am going to just dot the concealer, and you guys might think this is a lot of concealer, but I like a lot of concealer, so if you don't want that much, you know, you don't have to put that much. And I kind of highlight with it too. I put it down my nose, the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin, and that's just where the light hits you the most, so it makes everything look brighter. That's what the concealer is supposed to do, make everything pop out so it looks like it's not sunken in and dark. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I highly suggest patting it in because I think that gives you the most coverage. So I'm just going to pat it in. You just want to push it into the skin instead of swirling it around so that it goes all over. So remember just to push it in, and I take that on my lid. And I just make sure to push it in everywhere because I want it to stay in that exact spot that I put it. If you're swirling, it's going to go everywhere and it's not going to stay in the spot that you put it. And you can see how much brighter that made my under eyes. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I will fast forward this. Well, sometimes I do go in with one more little dot of concealer. Since my under eyes do look like they kind of sink in a little bit, I really want them to pop. So I'm going to just add a little more and pat it in again. And if you don't need this step, then don't do it because you don't want too much if you don't need it. I just feel that I need it. Do you see how it looks all fresh and makes it look moisturized so it's not dried out? That's what I love about that concealer. Nothing looks dry. So what I recommend for it to stay all day, especially since we're wearing masks now, I would suggest powder. And I've showed you guys a lot of these in my other videos, but I wanted to film a video dedicated to concealer. And this is the powder that I use. It's OD Airspun Loose Face Powder. So that is what it looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, open it up, pat a little bit into the cap, and then I'm going to pat my brush into it. And then what you want to make sure you do so you don't go overboard with the powder is pat it, and you see all the extra that fell off. And then what I do to make sure my concealer stays in place is I'm just going to press it into that spot to set it. And it does darken that area a little tiny bit. As you can see, that looks a little brighter, but it sets it, and I think it makes it look more flawless. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, and I'm just going to pat it in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing around my nose, and I'm just using the patting motion, especially since the mask is in this area, and then when you take the mask off, I notice a difference when I do the patting rather than just swirling it everywhere. And if you'd like, you can use a bigger brush. This is just a small Real Techniques brush that I'm using. So you can use a big brush that covers more area, but I just like this specifically for all over my face. And I like that it gets right on the under eyes. I just like to use one brush. It makes it a little bit easier, especially when I'm rushing. And I make sure everything feels like it's set. Once I have everything set, then it is all in place and you are ready to go. That is my concealer routine and what I recommend. Also, I still have other makeup to put on, so I'm not going to do it right now. Another step, sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, is to put the setting spray on top once you're done with all your powders, and then it makes it look like it is less powdery. So if you'd like to do that, then you just spray this all over, but I do that once I'm done with all my face powder. I still have to put bronzer on and all that stuff, so I would definitely recommend to do this after, and I hope this helped you guys. I hope that it gave you guys ideas on how to cover your dark circles if you were looking for ways to make it more moisturized, like it wasn't so heavy, or ways to keep it lasting all day. It's what I do. My makeup usually lasts all day and it doesn't come off at all. I wear this for a full work day. So I would say even longer than the workday. I come home and by the time I'm taking off my makeup, sometimes it comes off a little bit, which is normal. There's always wear with your makeup, but usually by the end of the night, my concealer is still there and it stays in place. Remember, I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to know when I upload. Also hit that like button so I know that you like this video and I can film more of what you guys like. Let me know your suggestions. I would love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.